He walked past the park where they had their first date, where they shared their first kiss. Every street corner seemed to whisper her name. One day, he decided to go for a run to clear his head. He put on his shoes and headed out the door. As he ran, he thought about all the good times he had spent with Emily. He remembered when they were kids, how much fun they had playing in the park. He remembered when they had their first date in high school, how nervous he had been. And he remembered when they shared their first kiss, how it felt like the world had stopped. He had been in love with her ever since. But now those memories were nothing but painful reminders of what he had lost. Just as he was about to turn back, he saw a group of kids playing in the park. They were laughing and having fun, and it made him smile. For the first time since Emily had rejected him, he felt a sense of calm wash over him. Maybe it was the exercise. Maybe it was the fresh air, or maybe it was just the kids playing. When he got home, he felt lighter somehow. He was still sad that Emily didn't love him back, but it didn't feel like a gaping wound anymore. It was more like a dull ache. He knew it would take time to heal, but he was ready to start the process. In the following weeks, Peter began to get his life back on track. He started working out again, and he began to spend more time with his friends. He even started dating again. He wasn't looking for anything serious, but it was nice to have someone new in his life. One day, he was out with some friends when he saw Emily. She was with a group of girls, and they were all laughing and having fun. He hesitated for a moment, unsure of what to do. Should he say hello? What would that awkward? He decided to just let it go. He didn't want to bring up the past. He had moved on, and he didn't want to jeopardize that by making things awkward. As the months went by, Peter's life began to fall into place. He graduated from college and started his first job. He bought a new car and moved into a nice apartment. He even reconnected with some old friends and made new ones. He had a lot to be grateful for. One day, he was at a cafe catching up with an old friend when he saw Emily walk in. She was with a guy, and they were both smiling and laughing. Peter's heart skipped a beat. Was he still in love with her? Of course. After all this time, he had hoped that his feelings would have faded, but they were still there. In fact, seeing her with another guy only made him realize how much he wanted her. He had to talk to her. He had to let her know how he felt. He stood up abruptly and walked over to her table. "Emily," he said, his voice shaking slightly, "I need to talk to you." She turned around and her eyes widened in surprise. "Peter," she said, her voice shaking slightly. What do you want?" Peter took a deep breath and tried to calm his nerves. I need to tell you something." But before he could say another word, the guy she was with spoke up. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice dangerously quiet. Peter knew that he was in trouble, but he didn't care. He had to tell Emily how he felt. I'm sorry," he said to the guy, "but I have to talk to her." The guy stood up and towered over Peter. "Get away from her," he growled. Peter could see that this guy was angry, but he wasn't scared. He had to tell Emily how he felt. He reached out and grabbed her hand. "Emily," he said, his voice breaking, "I love you. I've loved you for so long and I can't keep it in anymore." Emily was shocked. She had no idea that Peter had these feelings for her. She had always seen him as just a friend. "Oh, Peter," she said softly, "I'm sorry. I had no idea." The guy she was with was furious. "Get your hands off her," he yelled. But Peter didn't listen. He pulled Emily closer and whispered, "I love you." Then everything went black. The hallways of Northgate High were buzzing with excitement. The annual spring fling was just around the corner and everyone was eager to find their date. Among the sea of students, two names stood out: Peter and Emily. Their friendship was the talk of the school, envied by many. But their bond remained unbreakable. One sunny afternoon, as Peter strolled through the park, a place that held countless shared memories with Emily, he realized his feelings had grown into something deeper. Mustering all his courage, he decided to confess his love to her. The words tumbled out of his mouth, "Emily, I love you." Silence. Emily's response was unexpected. "Peter, I'm sorry, but I don't feel the same way about you." Heartbroken, Peter retreated to the solace of his room. Days turned into weeks, and the wound in Peter's heart refused to heal. Every corner he turned, every street he walked, held a memory of Emily, making his journey through life a painful one. Then one day, amidst the chaos of his thoughts, an idea struck him. He would surprise Emily with a picnic in the very spot where he had confessed his undying love. If he couldn't be with her, he would at least have the closure he so desperately craved. The day of the picnic arrived, but Emily never showed up. Disappointment washed over Peter like a tidal wave. Should he keep waiting indefinitely? Was it even worth it? Just then, a notification popped up on his phone. It was a message from Emily. "Peter, I'm so sorry. Something came up, and I won't be able to make it." Rain check. Hope surged through Peter. Could this be it? Was Emily finally ready to listen to his heart? With trembling hands, he composed a reply. "Of course, anytime." The wait was excruciating, but finally, another message appeared. "How about tomorrow by the lake at noon?" Relief washed over Peter. He would meet her there. As he arrived at the lake, his heart pounded in his chest. The spot was perfect, just as memorable as the day he had confessed his love. Yet a tinge of sadness lingered. Was this the only way they could meet? The minutes ticked by, each one an eternity. Where was Emily? Just when his patience was wearing thin, she appeared, a bouquet of flowers in hand, a sheepish grin on her face. "Sorry I'm late," she said, extending the flowers to him. "I had to pick these myself." Peter took the flowers, their scent filling his senses. Lavender, his favorite. In that moment, all the hurt, the anger, the confusion ebbed away. All that remained was the warmth of her presence. They talked for hours, sharing their dreams, their fears, their hopes. Emily spoke about her passion for art, her desire to travel the world. Peter listened intently, realizing he had missed their connection. He had taken it for granted. The sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. It was breathtaking, yet a hint of melancholy accompanied it, reminding Peter of the fleeting nature of time, of moments. As the evening drew to a close, Emily stood up, her silhouette etched against the setting sun. "Peter," she began, her voice soft yet firm, "I want you to know that while we may not be together, you'll always hold a special place in my heart. Our friendship, it's something I cherish deeply. I just wanted you to know that." Tears welled up in Peter's eyes. This wasn't the ending he had hoped for, but maybe, just maybe, this was the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with healing, growth and perhaps, just perhaps, a different kind of love. And that's the end of this American love story. If you enjoyed this video, please like it for more content like this. Thank you for watching and see you next time.